Hey, I'm Gene Goldman, and here's a look at the week ahead for the week of February 13th. Well, last week, U.S. stocks were down. Seemed like they were taking a little breather from the big run-up that we had basically since through the month of January. And the realization that the spread between how high the Fed will raise rates and what the markets think they will do has definitely narrowed. This would suggest that higher than expected rates are coming. Evidence of this is here. You look here, the two-year Treasury yield is a great proxy of what the markets think the Fed funds rate will be 1 year from now. You see here this red arrow, it definitely picked up last week. Again, the markets are thinking the Fed will be a little bit more aggressive than they thought they would be just a week ago. So turning to this week, we are watching economic data. There's a ton of data coming out on inflation, on housing, on manufacturing, on the consumer. But going through all these reports, we're watching three of them. On Tuesday, we get the CPI report, Consumer Price Index. This is the inflation report. The consensus is that inflation CPI will be up 0.5%, up from last month's negative 0.1%. We do think that this could be a little bit higher given some strength that we're seeing in services spending. The big wild card, the big uncertainty is the BLS, the group that creates this report. They are updating the CPI weights to reflect 2021 spending patterns. So you may see some divergences, you may see some bigger weights in unexpected areas. It's a big wild card. We're watching this very, very carefully. Wednesday, we get retail sales. We'll get a better idea if this January resurgence in the economy is actually real. The economy has proven to be resilient. We're seeing strength in the consumer. There's been a surge in payrolls and hours worked, increasing in wages. You're seeing Social Security cost of living adjustments up 9%. Auto sales are picking up. You're seeing credit card usage really move up in January. We need to see this reflected in retail sales for confirmation. Also on Wednesday, we get the Empire State Manufacturing. This is a tiny little report, but it's so important. We talked about this before. It's the first look at this month's economy. It's small, but very, very important. You look here on this slide, consensus is that we will see some improvement from the very ugly January number that you see here. Improvement, but still probably negative. Overall takeaway this week, lots of data, lots of economic data. The markets are going to be watching the data to gauge how high the Fed may raise rates through this year. We also expect a ton of Fed speakers to give their opinion on what the Fed should do. Big week. Enjoy it. Thank you for listening. For more information, please follow us on Twitter at SataraIM. I'll see you next week, and thank you.